A decade ago, Shanghai's nightlife was bustling with glamour and festivity. However, now wandering through the streets of Shanghai, one would find that about two-thirds of KTV lounges have closed down, presenting a starkly desolate scene. Industry insiders has discovered that nearly 500,000 KTV and nightclub establishments in Shanghai have shut down, forcing many investors in nightclubs to cut their losses to avoid greater financial ruin.
So, let's talk about what happened to those once glorious and now struggling businesses, KTVs in Shanghai. Shanghai Nights permanently closed, Tiandi Hui 2 and Golden Age, a legendary place, has been renamed. Personal Customization, Buckingham Palace, Yue Hui, Empire Mansion, and Sky One have all permanently shut down. Even Baby's Breath KTV, after changing its name, just isn't the same anymore. Xinding Hui is also gone for good. Check this out. There's this pretty luxurious KTV that opened 2 years ago, but it was actually only operational for about a year. It started during the pandemic, and with the constant ups and downs of COVID, it was a cycle of opening and closing. A group of guys in their 30s invested in it. The place is huge, over 1,000 square meters with more than 20 private rooms, and the investment was in the millions, including all the furniture like doors, coffee tables, sofas, as well as TVs and sound systems. Big investments in both the hardware and the decor, and everything is high quality. But now they're facing a loss of 5 million and struggling to keep going. Running a KTV these days just isn't feasible anymore. You just can't win. Like, it's 9 p.m. now and not a single room has been booked. How can I do business like this? I don't know what's going on this year. What's the reason? Where did all the people go? And I wonder how the restaurants are doing. I see them posting videos on Douyin all the time, always bustling with business. I just want to know how they manage to be so busy. This is the real deal.
Shanghai, one of China's most international and modern cities, is home to numerous nightclubs, bars, restaurants, and fashionable shopping centers, offering a wide array of nightlife options. Entertainment and nightlife, traditionally seen as consumer products derived from a stable living standard, are now beyond reach for many, facing salary cuts, unemployment, and a depressed market, leaving little money or energy for leisure activities. Shanghai's situation can almost be seen as a barometer of China's economy. Despite the Chinese Communist Party's repeated claims of an economic recovery, the reality observed even in a first-tier city like Shanghai is not just the closure of KTVs and business clubs, but also a visible downturn in commercial streets and major shopping malls, highlighting the harsh economic realities. Meanwhile, many lament that Shanghai's nightlife has become monotonous and dull, with many KTV lounges shifting to other sectors for survival. However, giving the general economic decline, breakthrough seems challenging. Netizens have pointedly noted that vibrant nightlife typically reflects economic prosperity. Diminishing nightlife, if widespread, signifies economic downturn. A recent viral online post titled, "It's hard for us to see Shanghai like this," resonated with many. The author, accompanying a friend visiting Shanghai, observed the current state of Hongqiao Station, Nanjing Road, Pedestrian Street, and Shanghai Railway Station, including many closed shops and a general air of desolation. Shops of various sizes, from the smaller ones at Shanghai's railway station to the larger outlets at Hongqiao Station and the significant malls on Nanjing Road, encompassing a spectrum from modest enterprise to substantial corporations, are facing closures, undergoing transformations, or relocating. This trend highlights a considerable downturn in Shanghai's economic landscape, leading to speculations about the city's potential recovery. In Shanghai, the economic powerhouse of China, even KTV entertainment venues are struggling, let alone other cities. Karaoke, which swept through China in the 1990s and became a trendy form of entertainment, is now facing unprecedented challenges nationwide. Data from China Tianyang showed that the number of karaoke enterprises in China has plummeted from over 90,000 at its peak to just 17,810, with 4/5 of karaoke enterprises having closed. Beyond closure, new openings also reflect an industry current state. In the past year, only about 125 new KTVs opened across China, averaging around 4 per province, signaling near extinction for the industry. A seasoned KTV owner with over a decade in business noted that running a KTV before 2012 was highly profitable, often recouping investment within 1 or 2 years. However, since 2015, the business has waned, requiring 3 years to break even, with many failing to do so, facing inevitable closure. KTV entertainment, once hailed by Time magazine as changing Asian nights, now faces multiple challenges. The first challenge is rent, a significant contributor to KTV's high operating cost. During the boom years of KTVs, the real estate industry also thrived, driving up commercial rental prices in cities from Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen to third and fourth tier cities. Given the large size of KTV venues, often spanning thousands of square meters, rent costs are substantial. The second challenge is the expense of music copyright fees. In 2020, the national karaoke industry paid a total of 220 million yuan in copyright fees to upstream music rights holders. As more hit songs are controlled by giants like Tencent Music and NetEase Cloud Music, KTVs face significant copyright expenses, especially since omitting popular tracks would further deter the young demographic. The most crucial reason is many young people don't want to be spending money at KTVs anymore. Hey, have you seen that viral video from Zhang Qi on Douyin in August? She said KTVs are not dying because of competition. It's because young people just aren't going to KTVs anymore. In the past year, a third of KTVs have shut down. You might think it's because of the pandemic, but let me tell you, even without the pandemic, they still would have died out. According to the China Music Industry Development Report, in 2016 alone, traditional KTV saw a nearly 60% cliff-like decrease. The subsequent pandemic acted as a catalyst for the industry's decline, with the KTV sector experiencing a 70 to 80% drop in customer traffic since 2020. Regarding spending power, post-90s generations, who are the main patrons of KTVs, tend to spend more, making up 40% of those who spend over 500 yuan. However, the number of these profitable customers is relatively small. The past 3 years of the pandemic have not only tightened the financial constraint of most people, but China's aggressive diplomacy and the gradual decoupling of Sino-US trade relations, along with the mass exodus of foreign investment and numerous business failures, have severely impacted the general population. The most noticeable impact has been in the real estate sector, where giants in the industry have collapsed, leaving as many as 20 million unfinished housing units and significantly affecting the finances of many residents, forcing them to live more frugally. The high unemployment rate among young people and salary cuts across public sectors and enterprises further reduce the likelihood of people spending on entertainment. Especially in the post-pandemic era, China's economy has not experienced a real rebound, and the recovery is still sluggish. Observers believe that China is facing deflationary risk, with the consumption downgrade being one of the most discussed topics online. Yet, Chinese authorities continue to downplay the phenomenon of economic deflation. Fu Ling, spokesperson for the National Bureau of Statistics, insists that China is not currently facing deflation and won't in the future. However, the Consumer Price Index, CPI, in China showed a year-on-year decrease of 0.3% in July and 0.2% in October, indicating an inevitable deflation. The continuous decline in the Producer Price Index (PPI) for the 13th consecutive month shows that product prices are dropping, but consumers are increasingly unwilling or unable to spend. With economic uncertainty and the intensified job market competition, even employed people face rising living costs and have little left to spend frivolously after covering essential expenses, not to mention the pressure of high debts. Confronted with this reality, they opt to cut expenditures, foregoing planned purchases to cope with life's challenges. Unlike the past trend of impulsive buying, young people now focus more on the cost effectiveness of their consumption. They tirelessly seek discounts online, enjoy group purchases to save money, and favor affordable products that offer good value for money. Even high-income groups in Shanghai are starting to reduce their consumption levels, opting for more frugal and practical shopping methods. For instance, Yang Qing, an educator in Shanghai, has been documenting her money-saving achievements in her notebook, resisting purchases like milk tea, a takeaway meal, and a branded dress. By noting down every unnecessary spending impulse, she is motivating herself to save money. At 29, Yang Qing and her husband have discovered that maintaining their lifestyle doesn't require high spending. She said, "In the past, I used to order branded takeaways, believing them to be cleaner and healthier, costing nearly 100 yuan per meal. Now, cooking at home, they buy quality ingredients from supermarkets, reducing expenses to a quarter of what they used to spend." However, Yang Qing also finds herself tempted by the detailed categorization of cooking tools and new kitchenware, which are equally alluring. Maintaining rational and precise spending has become a long-term personal discipline of her. Yang Qing is not alone among young people in this trend. On Douban, a group called Do Not Buy has attracted over 360,000 young people discussing how to spend more rationally. Before Double 11, many bloggers on platforms like Bilibili and Douyin released grass-pulling videos, a term for eliminating the desire to purchase. Topics like "I feel stingier after saving 30,000 yuan" have topped the hot topic list on popular Chinese Instagram app Xiaohongshu. Yang Qing is a member of the Do Not Buy group on Douban. The group's description emphasizes not blindly following trends and not being swept away by consumerism. Some members share how they resist the urge to spend in highly consumer-driven social environments and peer pressure. For instance, when colleagues get together to order beverages, one advice was to say you are cutting down on sugar and cannot have any milk tea or drinks as such. Ms. Chen, working in a foreign enterprise in Shanghai, passes by large malls on Nanjing West Road during her commute. Elaborate outfits and branded handbags were almost a standard among her colleagues. She said new employees used to set their sights on designer bags. To her, this consumption not only represented a refined lifestyle but also held considerable social value. Last month, when she considered buying a certain brand's bag, her friend advised her to buy a black one, which goes with white clothes and also which leather type. After a month of indecision, she chose not to buy. She said, "Live within your means, consume for personal liking, not for others." This mindset has reduced the mental clutter of unnecessary consumption. Moreover, Ms. Chen has streamlined her wardrobe, adding only one new piece in the last 3 months. Although pricey, its quality material and timeless design justify the investment. Ms. Chen writes, "In the past, spending was a way to alleviate anxiety. Now, not spending serves the same purpose." In China's current political and economic volatility, more people understand that true peace and stability comes from the financial security in their pockets.